Let's go.
It's your back, it dey keep passing. It dey bring out the best thing. I dey feel your recipe. Make you give me that recipe. Fine, fine. Yeah, you fine. You so divine. I dey feel you die.
All right, y'all. It's Joel Awesome. Welcome back. New episode. We getting an honest Superman review from Xolo Maridueña. I know you don't know who that is. That's Blue Beetle. So Xolo I had to listen to Google say his name like 8 times before I was saying it, but now I'm saying it like I say it every day. Xolo Maridueña is giving us his honest Superman review. Let's hear what he got to say. The post. Okay. Let's see. We have not seen Xolo Maridueña as Blue Beetle in a couple of years, but he was a fan of James Gunn's first DC movie, Superman. Of course he was a fan. Is he shilling? If he's just shilling, I don't want to read it. Speaking with Clutch Points at Smurf's Junket, Maridueña shared his opinion on DCU's inaugural film, which he had seen by the time we talked. He also urged fans to watch his latest project, Smurfs, during the same weekend as a double feature. I didn't know he was in Smurfs. What is he doing in Smurfs? So he's just blue all the time. Is he a Crip? Is he Crippin'? He's a Blue Beetle. He's in the Smurfs. Is he in the Crips? Let's find out. It's fantastic. Praise Maridueña. You know they're calling it Super Smurf Week. I ain't hear nobody say that. Super Smurf Week. I don't know about that. That sounds crazy. They're saying it's gonna be a double feature, but you gotta watch Superman, then cleanse your palate with some Smurfs. I guess that's palate. Why would you need to cleanse your palate if Superman was hidden? It appears every studio wants to have their equivalent to Barbenheimer, what some dub the famous opening weekend of Barbie and Oppenheimer. We will see if Smurfs has similar success in its opening weekend. I don't know if Smurfs, I guess I could look it up, but I don't know if Smurfs is going to make as much money on the opening weekend as Superman, but I feel like in the long run it might make more just because kids, you know. Will Xolo say, now this question, it says, will Xolo Maridueña's Blue Beetle join Superman in the DCU? Last time I checked, Blue Beetle was going to return in the DCU, so wouldn't Superman be joining his DCU? Isn't this the Blue Beetle verse now? Because he's the first one. Sooner or later, Maridueña will likely join the DCU, or they'll join him. DC Studios and Warner Brothers Animation announced in June 2024 that there would be an animated Blue Beetle series. Wow, I don't want to watch that. While the series is still in development, Maridueña will return to voice the title role. More details will likely follow in a few coming months. Just give him a movie if you're gonna do it. Don't quit wasting your time with the animated shows. However, Maridueña's live action future as the character remains unclear. Unfortunately, Blue Beetle was not an overwhelming success. The penultimate DCEU movie, Blue Beetle, grows $130 million worldwide. Wow, Superman might do that just the first weekend. They did 125 the first weekend. Y'all did 130 total worldwide? That hurts. Still Maridueña as a young star, and he could be one of the foundational pieces for the DCU. Hopefully he gets his time to shine under the new DC regime led by James Gunn and Peter Safran. The DCU just began with animated HBO series Creature Commandos. I have not seen that. I've heard good things. I still can't bring myself to watch none of the animation. I haven't even watched What If season 3 on with Marvel. Like, y'all got to convince me with the movies for y'all want me to start watching y'all animated bullshit, man. Superman is the first DCU movie to be released, though it came out on July 11th. David Cornsweet stars in the title role. James Gunn, we know that. They just doing filler. This is how these dudes be writing their articles like y'all be doing y'all homework assignments, and that's just filler. Like, we don't need that information. We know that. We're talking about James Gunn directed Guardians of the Galaxy. Y'all just doing filler information to fill out your article. Look, it's cool that he likes it. He's chilling and he's part of the DCU, you know, brand and stuff. I like Blue Beetle, the actor. I don't really like the character. He's kind of too OP, kind of too. It's just not defined. He's kind of like the engineer, a lot of like, you know, like kind of like a MacGuffin character. Anything you need is just gonna make it. So what's the challenge? It's kind of like, you know what I mean. I don't really like characters. It's like nanotech when they put nanotech in Marvel. It just kind of it just takes the fun out of it. The challenge is the fun part. So challenge the heroes. But yeah, to me, if Blue Beetle's returning to the DCU, then he was the first movie, and Superman's joining his universe, and this is the Blue Beetleverse. So that's cool. Just figured that out. All right, appreciate y'all for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.
Don't play with my patience, man, they gone with the flow when they tryna fake it. That's not the way I roll, that's not the combination. You start off with the dough before you start the conversation. No one start the salutations, man, don't play with me. I'm coming from a place they would hate to be. I'm going through a phase you would hate to see. They say this life's a trip, ain't no telling where it's taking me. When you on the edge and you make your next move, better be your best. Before you throw it to the depths, better reinvest. Man, I count every moment and count every step, so I know I'm blessed. Now it's